Heyo, Stoic here. Welcome to the Bedrock Guide. In this episode, we're going to be doing an iron farm review of some of the more popular iron farms on Bedrock. Now, what we're going to be focusing on, though, is the single village iron farm. So, not the double, quad, 10, 12 villages. No, we're not going to get that big in this one. So, we're going to take a look at the small ones to begin. All right, I'm going to have links in the description for each of these farms so you can check out these content creators. Go check them out anyways because you can find other farms that they make on their site. So yeah, check out their channel. I'm also going to have a Stoic rating system in place, and we'll go through this in a little bit, but we've got the villager trading. Is this farm capable of villager trading? Is it made for it, or do you have to make modifications in order to make it work? How easy is the farm to make? Like, are there special blocks that you need to find or get in order to make this farm work the way it's supposed to? Also, what is the iron per hour? So we're going to capture that moving forward. These are averages that I have done after my testing and not what's been advertised. And also, what are the blocks per iron needed for the farm? So do you need a lot of blocks in order to make the farm? So this is all part of the rating process. All right, we're going to get right into this. We got Noise Gaming. This is his farm. I believe this is the very first one of its type. I couldn't find anything else past or before this particular farm. And yeah, but you'll find a lot of different people have made this farm in their video content. And you might actually see these up in the air as well. I believe Oink Oink did it up in the air and is basically the same farm, just up in the air. So you can see that this one is very simple. You're just really digging a hole in here. I'll go underground so you can see. You're digging a hole, you're putting beds down, you got villagers, and then you got a hole here to collect your iron golems. Now there's only about 48 spawn points available for the iron golem to drop in on, and I think that's what hurts it. So it only gets about 200 iron per hour, and you know, that's still, I mean, it's decent. From a simplicity standpoint, it's pretty simple. You're digging a hole. The lava might be hard to find, but that might be it. Otherwise, you're just digging a hole. The number of blocks that you need isn't that much. I mean, you're going to dig out the hole and then you can reuse these blocks. So from a block to iron standpoint, it's pretty low. The ratio is a 0.7, which is, I think, one of the lowest ones out there right now. And yeah, I'm pretty impressed by this one. I would give this one overall, let's see, the ratio, I gave it a 10 out of 10. Simplicity, a 9. The gunpowder per hour was a 6 out of 10. And then, you know, I also added a little extra here, villager trading. Can you do villager trading? Because villagers are actually pretty amazing in the game. For as annoying as they are, they're pretty amazing. But you could try to do villager trading in here. You can see they're moving around, and it doesn't make it easy to do solid trades with them. You could probably set something up under here, maybe organize a little bit better, but the tutorial's not set up to tell you how to do that. So I gave that one a 5 out of 10. But overall, this one gets a 7.5 out of 10, and you'll find that a lot of these get almost the same rating. But yeah, this one's pretty nice. All right, this next one is by Rediscover Redstone. Again, check out every content creator. I love every one of them. They've got some really good stuff out there. So this one I was able to get about 266 iron per hour, which was a little bit lower. And the only thing I can attribute it to is maybe the villagers didn't work when they were supposed to. They're pretty much crammed in there, so they're hard. It's hard for them to really get to their stations. So there's a chance that they may not have worked one day or one of the 10 minutes, and that just kind of ruined the rates. But anyways, from a villager trading, maybe you can get up here and do some trading. You'll have to slab some. There's no like good way to do it because the beds are so close. So iron golems could spawn on other things, but you could try to do some villager trading. So I gave this one a 5 out of 10. It's definitely possible. From a simplicity standpoint, it was pretty simple to make. You'll see kind of the same idea everywhere. So this one got an 8 out of 10. And then from a blocks to iron ratio, it was a 2.3, 2.4. And so I gave that one an 8 out of 10. So you're not spending a whole lot of blocks to get a decent amount of iron. So overall, this one actually only gets a 6.75 on my rating scale. but it's still pretty good. I like it. Yeah, it's a good one to build. All right. Hey, you can start to see a little bit of a theme here for all of these farms. Just came from over there, but this one is by Old Guy, and Old Guy has, I don't know, probably the most experience and expertise in iron farms. And I've been watching his videos for a very long time, so it's definitely where you got to check out Old Guy. He's got some really good content. But you can see that this just a spawning platform up here. And from an iron standpoint, I think this one I got really good iron off of this one. I got 409 per hour on average, and I just can't figure out why this one does so much better. Maybe Old Guy's got it all figured out. The only thing I can think of is maybe the cats don't die and they stay up here, and then iron golems just spawn like crazy. But you can see that in his tutorial, he doesn't show you how to do it, but he does say that you can set this up for a villager trading hall, similar to some other ones we'll see. But you can see how tight the beds are, and I got a little variation here with the villagers being next to their workstations. But this is the one over here that he was primarily saying you can use. But yeah, you can get 75% of your workers going, and you'll start getting all the iron golems. So from a villager trading, I gave it a 5 out of 10 because he doesn't tell you how to do it, but you can do it. And then from a simplicity standpoint, 8 out of 10. Yep, this one's pretty simple. You can see it's just big platform again. And then we go to gunpowder per hour. I was getting some of the best rates off of this farm right here, and so I was really impressed by it. So that one got a 10 out of 10 for the amount of iron we were pulling in from a single village. And then from a block to iron ratio, I gave it a 9 out of 10. So overall, this one scored an 8 out of 10. And yeah, Old Guy is definitely worth taking a look at. He's got a lot of different videos on iron farms, so check him out. All right, this next one is by me. Yep, I made this one. It's a recent tutorial, and you can see we've got a nice theme happening here with the beds near the center and some collection down the middle. But you can also see that we've got just a water streams up here on top collecting all of our iron golems. And we do have in that tutorial a trading hall set up for you to use in the future. So this one I gave, it's got a 10 out of 10 because it's got a trading hall in the tutorial. And then from a simplicity standpoint, 8 out of 10. You're just building. There's a little bit more blocks here, but you're just kind of building up a little frame. And because you're in a village already, you're really not transporting any villagers. You're just breeding them up. Very centralized right here. So that's what makes this thing so desirable, in my opinion. But then from an iron to iron per hour, let's see, at 8 out of 10. And then from our ratio of iron to, or blocks to iron, yeah, I was pulling in, this is a 6 out of 10 because I do have a lot more blocks in order to build this farm, which might not be ideal for everyone, but honestly, it's not a whole lot of work to get the amount of blocks you need for it. So, but overall, this one got an 8 out of 10, and yeah, you should check this one out too. Okay, rolling in here on Jape HD. I really enjoy his content. Really exciting stuff he's always pulling together, and just great videography as well. This farm is, as it only pulls in, and I actually tested this one longer because I just couldn't make it match up with the advertised rates. I think Jape was saying he was pulling in around 1,200 iron per hour. I wasn't getting anywhere near that. I was only getting about 358, which is pretty typical for a single village iron farm. And yeah, this one, from a simplicity standpoint, let's take a look. Yep, we're just building up a nice little platform here, nice little collection system and kill chamber for your iron golems, and you can start pulling things in just like that. I think maybe things that could be improved is we've got this tight area up here that never seemed to have an issue as far as getting villagers to where they needed to be in order for them to work. You can see some of them are kind of upset that they can't reach things, and that might actually hurt the rates of the farm. So if this platform up here was a little bit bigger, maybe it would work a little bit better. But anyways, from a simplicity standpoint, I gave this one an 8 out of 10. It wasn't that difficult to make at all. Nice big platform, easy to put the beds in. Getting villagers here is always seems to be a problem. But yeah, maybe you can make that work. There's always ways to get villagers over here, at least 2 of them to breed them up. But from a villager trading, I don't think, like Redstone, Rediscover Redstone, we're not going to have the ability to do trading that well or easily here. And you can see they're already kind of upset that they can't get to their spots. But maybe if you had, I don't know, more unique stations, they would stay closer to where they need to be. But anyways, gunpowder per hour, 8 out of 10. And then a ratio of blocks to the iron that you get. I did give this one a 7 out of 10. So overall, we got a 7 out of 10 on this one. I think it's still a good farm. It's not going to bring you in close to 1,200 per hour as advertised, unless I made something, miss something. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, you should check this one out too. All right, rolling in on this one. This one is made by Prowl, and you can see that this one is big. There's a lot of blocks. There's a lot of blocks here. But you know what? Honestly, I think this one's my favorite. And you can see why. So there's a little bit more work that has to go along with this one, but there are 40 beds here. This one's set up for 40 villagers. So you can have a trading hall all set up, make these all unique the way you want them. Storage is expandable. You can actually have less villagers if you want and then breed them up later. But you can see that here's the collection system up here. It's a bit bigger, but I've seen up to 4 golems in this single area at one time. It's kind of rare, but it is possible. So we were pulling in more iron per hour as a result. For some reason, it wasn't as much as old guy, but we can see that we got about 400 iron per hour, which is pretty stellar. That's over 6 stacks per hour. And then from a villager trading, 10 out of 10. This thing is set up. You'll have everything you need. I think you can get every single book that you want. You can get everything as far as trading goes. I don't know why you would skip villager trading. It's so good. But anyways, from a simplicity, it's a 7 out of 10. You have to have this platform set up properly. You have to get all these villagers in. The beds have to go in a certain way in order for them to spawn where you want them. And then, yeah, that's why we got a 7 out of 10 there. 9 out of 10 for gunpowder per hour. It wasn't the highest, but, theoretically, it's about 440 from a single village, and just not going to get that high. But then from a block to iron ratio, it was only a 5 out of 10. So because there's a lot of blocks, you're spending a lot more time building this. But overall, you'll get more iron as you go forward. So overall, 7.75 for this farm. This one's pretty good. I mean, I probably would recommend this one, especially for mega builds, or you're going to be doing the book or the library in your next SMP. But anyways, yeah, this one's pretty awesome. All right, flying in on this UFO over here. This one is by It's Me, James. He made this one in his survival world, and it does pretty well, honestly. This one pulls in about 344 iron per hour. And from a simplicity standpoint, I gave this one a 6 out of 10, only because of the circular platform. We're way up in the air, and there's lots of string, lots of leaves here, these aren't always easy to get. So yeah, that one is why we're a little bit lower. Gunpowder per hour, 7 out of 10 for that one. And then from a block to iron ratio, I got an 8 out of 10 there. So overall, it's a 7.75 because it does perform well. You can get villager trading going. It's got it set up here. I just have singular blast furnaces in the way, but you could get up here and do some trading with the villagers. I'm in spectator mode, but you could break this out and get to these because they're not going to move around. They're all in their own little spacious area for themselves. But yeah, this one overall 7.75. I like this farm. Check it out. And yeah, let's go on to the next one. All right, last but not least, we got OneUpC. I really enjoy OneUpC's content, and he actually makes this farm several times a year, honestly. Sometimes it's in the air, sometimes in the ground, but I believe he's probably making modifications that make this farm better every single time. But you can see this is a variant of the noise gaming farm, and it's a little bit bigger. It's got 77 spawn positions, and here comes the golem. The villagers are down below in this nice little cubby. It's hard to see. I should have put a lamp in there. I'm in spectator mode right now. But you can see that the beds are underneath that. And from a villager trading standpoint, it's possible to do villager trading, but it's going to be a little more difficult because they do walk around and you might not be able to get to the villager you want. So 5 out of 10 there. Simplicity standpoint, 9 out of 10. You're just digging a hole, reusing the blocks, and then one lava block is probably one of the harder things you're going to find unless you just haven't found one yet. So, getting villagers down into a hole, like I mentioned earlier, not too difficult to do, but yeah, you're going to have to bring them over to where you're going to be working. And then from a gunpowder per hour, it's 7 out of 10. Unfortunately, it's a little bit lower than some of the other farms that you can build. From a ratio of blocks to iron that you need, 10 out of 10. It's a hole that you refill a little bit. So overall, 7.75, and that kind of rounds out all of our farms. All right, thanks everyone for joining me on the Bedrock Guide. I hope you enjoyed this review, and hopefully you'll find something useful from it. All of these farms are about the same, honestly, and they perform really well. You can find which one works best for you. I think my favorite one is going to be mine and Prowl's because you can have a villager trading hall all set up, ready to go for you. Villagers are so powerful. But find in the description all of the links to these farms that I made, and you can check them out yourselves. And I hope you can find the one that works best for you. Bye-bye.